Now, if you use the Accra-Tema Motorway often, I'm sorry, your respite after the gaping potholes patches are over. The potholes are back larger and unsafe than even before. My colleague Michael Papani Ashale and the team counted over 100 potholes on the express highway. Drivers are growing increasingly anxious and are urgently appealing to the government to address the worsening condition of that road.
In patchwork, plain and simple, we counted at least 100 potholes on the Accra-Tema stretch of the motorway. Iron rods in the concrete slabs are now visible barely 6 months after the motorway benefited from the $150 million released for patching potholes across the country. The rains came and simply washed away the bitumen, and the potholes have returned, now larger and more treacherous than before.
We have traveled less than half of the Tema-bound section of the Accra-Tema Motorway. Already we have counted more than 22 potholes, one of which just behind me, staring us in the face.
I can imagine a driver telling himself, Eric, slow down, your ties, oh, as he approaches this dangerous spot. Drivers have no option but to slump into the iron rods-ridden potholes, ready to puncture the tires of unsuspecting motorists. Eric Upon is a victim.
Last week, I blasted for there. I was speeding light one, so I didn't see early. So I passed up where the iron rods took the tire. At the back tire, so it blasted the tire. So I come out the passengers. When it is morning and the evening, we find difficult for the motor to stop. Actually, can't go early, slowly, especially abattoir bridge. Okay, yeah. There's they can't do recently, but I still know there's a heavy potholes over there.
Drivers are permitted a speed limit of 80 kilometers per hour, but to safely navigate the potholes, drivers are forced to slow down, causing traffic congestion on the express highway.
This year the motorway in Kurabo 4. I dey call no say traffic na chi wo hono abeduru over here. So omoye kwani ye mai.
It's a difficult situation even for state institutions like the police service that has to respond to emergencies. They have to deal with this situation and drive as slowly as they can. To make matters worse, all the street lights that used to line up the entire stretch of the Tema Motorway have all been removed. The exact reason we don't know. That means drivers will not have to drive in pitch darkness every night, aggravating and raising the level of danger on the Accra-Tema Motorway.
Ride-hailing and taxi drivers like Stephen Ayano now avoid working at night because of the poor condition of the motorway.
It's not easy. There was a time I saw a pothole around and I was like, what is this? Hey. On the motorway, driving on the motorway and seeing this pothole, nah, it's not good.
He tells me he nearly lost his life on the motorway.
There was a pickup driving, but I think the driver was sleeping also. He saw a pothole on the road and he tried to do it. Luckily, only God. If God did not come inside, like that time, I could have lost my life that time. Sometimes someone stops me, me crash on my motorway, and I was saying, nah, because the way right now the road is, I won't go.
Drivers, passengers and pedestrians are urging government to repair the deplorable road.
So we are begging government to come throughout. Always government they pass through. I don't know say maybe they see it or not. So we are begging them to come and see.
We have to go on the contractors because the way maybe they come on the road and they do the road, they just do like part-time thing. They don't do it to last. It's just a part-time thing. When it rains, nah, that's it.
After traveling the entire stretch of the motorway from Accra to Tema and back, we counted a staggering 112 potholes. A disaster waiting to happen. Drivers hope the government will fix it before it gets worse. For Joy News, Michael Ashali.
Well, let's do more on this by taking you live to the Tema Motorway now to check out what's really happening after we started telling this story. Papani Ashley, who produced that particular report you saw there, is coming to us live from the motorway. Papani, what can you report for us now?
So, Bryce, thankfully, the ministry has heard our plea and the story that we did just days ago. We were here last week, and potholes like these were scattered all along this small stretch of road. We counted at least 15 of them at the time that we came here. So the yellow vehicle you see somewhere far back there is the vehicle, I'm told, is helping them to patch these potholes. So on that side of the road is fresh bitumen that has now been laid on the motorway. For drivers, some respite at least for now. It would have been difficult to use this small stretch of the way. Right from the Tema side of the road going towards Accra, you'd realize that you see patches of this. If you get to the Azulway Bridge here, you know if you are heading from Tema to Accra, you are mandated if you have some certain load to pass there. That small stretch of road that leads to the Azulway Bridge was very terrible, but that has also received some fresh coat of asphalt. But Brace, to tell you the extent of damage that we are dealing with and the impact of drivers here, I'll be talking to a driver shortly who lost his tire just 2 minutes ago. This pothole here is the cause of that. Some of these potholes have iron rods sticking out of them, and I'll try to reach the driver pretty shortly if you give us a few words. This driver just moments ago lost his tire, and it must be a very difficult situation for him. If not for he being careful where he was driving lower than the expected speed limit, he would have been able to possibly get an accident with that. But by God's grace, he's fine. He's gotten the best out of the situation, that red car there. So they have gotten some help. They are trying to fix the tire and replace the tire. For them, they'll be grateful that they weren't overspeeding. So therefore, they were able to bring the vehicle to a halt in the nick of time so that nothing bad happens. Gentlemen, good evening. I trust you are doing well. You are fine? I'm surprised you say you are fine.
Personally, we are fine, but the car is not fine.
Interesting. I mean, tell me about your situation. And this just happened around where you have lots of potholes there. Exactly. How did all this happen?
When we were coming, we just surprisingly, we ran into a pothole. A very big one, and then we burst our tire.
Wow. And just to give some context, this is the exact spot where some maintenance works is being done. So just half of that stretch of road had been fixed. And now they are racing against time to try and get to wherever they were going. But so tell me, you were surprised by that particular pothole?
Very surprised.
You never used the motorway?
No, I've been using the motorway, but this one, it was a surprise. I didn't know what happened because it's too big. You see, the motorway is a way that everybody is passing through. So we have to make sure that all these potholes are being filled. Because look at this, the tire, you have to replace it before we can go wherever we are going. Because of this pothole, you understand? So I think it is very bad. I'm very surprised. Very surprised that I was able to run.
For many situations, it doesn't end as well as yours did. As bad as it is right now, I can tell you on record that it's better. For many people, when they miss it, they end up in the bushes or just an accident here.
Of course, it's a little better, but it's not all that good. Because suppose, look at this. We are running from that place to this place. Suppose, have you seen the gutter? You should have even gone to that gutter simply.
You're a good driver.
Thank you.
Now, I mean, we've been highlighting the dangers on the pothole for so long. It appears that not so much attention has been brought to it. I mean, as a driver that frequently uses the motorway, how much of a concern are you? And the motorway's deplorable state is not the only problem. All the street lights, if it was in the evening, I don't think that you would have survived this.
It's true. Look at the number of cars that passes through the motorway. A lot of cars are passing here, understand? So I'm very much concerned. They should try as much as possible to fix all these potholes because it's very dangerous. Suppose it should be in the night. It is very dangerous, so they should try as much as possible to make sure that all these potholes are being filled. If they are not doing the road completely, I think the potholes should be filled. Understand? So that everybody will be okay because it's very, very dangerous, my friend. Very dangerous.
So what are you going to do now? But do you know the situation with the tire? Is it that it's completely destroyed?
Yes, it's completely destroyed. We have to change it, but we have the spare tire here, so we are going to fix it and make sure that we can carry on wherever we are going.
Interesting. I'm grateful. Thank you for your time. What's your name?
My name is Reverend Addison.
Reverend Addison.
Afrifa.
You very lucky gentleman. Thank you very much for talking to us. So, if you ever had a doubt as to the dangers that motorists put themselves through every day whilst they commute on the Accra-Tema Motorway, Reverend Addison just gave us a very good picture. He lost his vehicle, his star, just moments ago whilst trying to maneuver around a pothole that surprised him. Well, we understand that there are efforts to try and rehabilitate it or to maintain it whilst government tries to find the money and the time and the space to reconstruct the entire Accra-Tema Motorway. But in interim, drivers will have to bear with the deplorable nature of the road. So, Brace, this is exactly what we have here.
Let's try and get close to where some of the works have been. Then we can check whether or not to see exactly what is happening. So Papani will still try and get to where some of the repair works have been done, so that we can see the sort of work being done there. But okay, I'm being told that what we are looking at now is part of the works that have been done. You can see the cars bumping into them, but Papani will still get quite close, so you can see actually some of the repair works that have been done. But what you see there now, I'm told, part of the the works that have currently been done, and you can see the the equipment that is being used. They call it the asphalt plant. So they've mounted one as an asphalt plant there that is being used. Okay, good. So you can clearly see the remedial works that have been done now, and this is what the highways is doing to fix some of the patches on the motorway. But the thought that everybody expresses is that when is the real reconstruction work going to begin on the motorway? But my colleague Papani there, kudos for that work. He's still on the motorway, gauging the mood of drivers and to also see what is being done. This is still the pause here on the Joy News channel, but the Joy News Impact Maker Awardee in Rural Livelihood Empowerment, Dr. Kwame Sakwa Aidu, has ferried approximately 3.6 kilograms of honey from Donko Chrome in the eastern region to cities including Accra, Cape Coast, Kumasi, and Takoradi. This initiative marks a significant shift from the community's traditional trade of timber and charcoal. For many residents, this change not only offers environmental relief in the face of climate change, but also brings substantial economic benefit. There is more in this report.
From Donkokum to Accra, Cape Coast, Kumasi, and Takoradi marks a significant shift from the community's traditional trade of timber and charcoal, bringing both environmental and economic benefit. Residents say they are hopeful that the new venture would encourage more young people to take up beekeeping, reducing the community's reliance on charcoal production and its associated pollution. The truck driver who transported the first batch of honey expressed his excitement about the new development. He shared his relief that the job of loading charcoal onto trucks has been replaced with a more rewarding and environmental-friendly task of producing honey from trees. This initiative not only aims to conserve the environment, but also provide a sustainable source of income for the community. Dr. Edu and Bee for Development Ghana are leading the way in making a positive impact on both the environment and the livelihood of people in Donkokrom.